NAMM Day 1. Here we go.
All right.
Yeah.
How you guys doing today? That sounds mildly enthusiastic. Let's try that again.
Yes, one more time.
One more time. How y'all doing today?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the 2019 NAMM show here at the QSC booth. All weekend here, and for the rest of the year, we're going to be playing it out loud, having a good time, talking to artists, talking to users, talking to players, and how QSC gear influences their life and their style and the feeling, their creativity. And our first guest of the weekend is the incomparable Mr. Jordan Rudess.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for joining us. Jordan is known for many, many projects, most notably so, I think, being Dream Theater.
So,
it's
yeah.
a little thing that you've been doing lately.
It's a little project.
We'll talk a bit more about that.
I think we should.
But we will first have a look at some. Here's some shots of Jordan in action. Which, by the way, I love that keyboard stand. That's one of my favorite things ever.
I did a show in Mexico where I put the keyboard stand in that position, which is great for the audience. Kind of fun for me too, but then at 20 minutes into the show I was like that, and the back button didn't work, so I was stuck the entire time. And I walked off the stage, and I was like, oh my God! And my tech had to kind of like straighten me out very slowly. It was pretty painful. Anyway, but it's very fun.
You know, you had the spinning stand for so long. What was the inspiration to just
Right, I started out with this sit stand that kind of went all around but stayed flat. But then I was thinking, I gotta change this up a little bit. I want to have some more fun. Looking around at the guitar players and the drummers just moving so much. So I was inspired to figure out something else.
It was giving it to the audience. Next, they'll just be tilting the whole thing like a Tommy Lee rig.
Oh yeah.
They'll just strap you in and then
did I tell you what the plan was?
It's like a telepathy musicians share, I think.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You got the iPhone app. Which iPhone app is this?
Which iPhone app is that? That doesn't even look like one of mine. It just looks like some app.
Jordan just loves iPhone apps, so we'll just point that.
Yeah, I have a company that makes.
One's a little more.
This is Morpheus. This was my first iOS app ever. It was the Billboard #1 music app the year that it came out, and it kind of got my business of making apps started in a cool way. But it was cool because and it's still available. It was cool because it combined audio and visual in a very interesting way. They were really merged together, so as you moved across the vertical lines, which you threw a note, the whole image would kind of shift. You can check it out.
Many hours of my life have been lost to just watching the graphics on this as you play around with it. It's pretty fun.
It's trippy.
How many of you guys have the Morpheus app? Any out there with the iPad Morpheus? Awesome.
You guys don't have it? Well, you got to check it out.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
There you go.
Now that's awesome. That's when you got out and you had the remote rig. For the first time, right? That was the first version of it?
This is a custom instrument. It's called the Zen Riffer, designed by a guy named Charles Tintindo. And actually, it looks like a deadly weapon. That's the only reason I got away with playing this in a metal group. Other than that, the guys wouldn't have allowed it on the stage. But this one works. And actually, the last tour we did, Keith Wexler, my tech, who's here with us somewhere, figured out how to take a keyboard out and put the iPad in. So instead of a Zen Riffer, it kind of became an iRiffer, which was kind of a cool concept.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you can geo-shred.
I could geo-shred to my heart's content just with this amazing stuff. We put one iPad with geo-shred, and we put another one with a visualizer on it. So it looked really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just love all the creativity. I think that's the end of the slideshow.
I was enjoying that, though.
I know. That was
more slides.
It's like a memory lane kind of thing, right?
Right, totally.
Yeah, so let's dive in. What have you been up to lately, Jordan?
I've been very busy. Actually, Dream Theater has a new album coming out. It's called Distance Over Time. It comes out in February 22nd.
Did you guys know about the new Dream Theater album?
Yeah. Did you guys hear any of it? There's 2 songs available right now that you can check out.
It's which I love, by the way.
Fall Into the Light, which is the latest one.
Which is the riffiness, the heaviness, that big organ solo.
Yes, right.
That's monstrous.
Getting into the Hammond organ thing on this album.
Awesome. So we're gonna see a lot more of that.
Some changes, yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And then also been very busy with my solo album, which we're going to talk about for the first time. Believe it or not, today is kind of a soft launch of my solo album. Nobody knows about it. A couple people who I gave postcards to, but I was given permission by the record company to kind of introduce it.
Awesome.
So you guys can find out about it first. It's called Wired for Madness. and it comes out in April. I think April 19th is the date. It's a Jordan Rudess solo rock electronic extravaganza.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well, let's take a pause there from the questions, and you guys want to see a little monster finger action over here?
So I didn't bring a keyboard here, but I did bring my latest iOS musical instrument, which is called GeoShred. It's an instrument that lets you on your phone or your iPad really go for it and shred. So I have my iPad set up here with GeoShred, and I am going to do some shredding.
Give us a little taste of what GeoShred is capable of.
So I'm going to start out with just playing solo, and then I'll kick in a backing track. But just know that all the sounds are coming out of GeoShred.
So everything you guys hear is right here. It looks pretty cool for you guys, but that was pretty awesome to watch up here. I'm just going to point that out.
These guys are probably wondering, what the hell is this guy doing up there? Well, what this is, so this is a, again, if you're just checking in with us, this is an iOS musical instrument. It's an app that my company made in coordination with some guys from a company called Mo Forte. And it's based on a technology called physical modeling. So it's a playing surface that I designed with a synthesis engine called physical modeling, and it really allows you to truly feel like you're shredding, like you're playing a powerful instrument. It has feedback, really natural, organic feedback. The playing surface allows you to do all these cool slidey things, and then you can really to respond, kind of like a guitar player moving up to his amp. It models all that kind of activity, so it provides that experience for all of you as listeners, but also as a player. You feel like, wow, I'm really moving the sound, it's really happening. And of course, when we play it out of these amazing speakers, then it all happens. You need, it's all up to what it's going to sound like when it comes out of the speakers. So that's why I'm here.
I think that's one thing that, like, to me jumps out is the dynamics of this app. You wouldn't think that coming out of an iPad, you get something that has all that, the low lows and the real, springy highs and all that kind of stuff. You wouldn't expect that, but the sounds in this are pretty incredible. It's very textured.
It really feels, when I'm playing it, it really feels like, okay, that's the sound that I intended to make.
Exactly.
So yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing here. I'd be somewhere else, but no.
Peddling somebody else's wares.
Yeah, actually, the way that I came upon QSC is that many years ago at this point, I walked into a music store and I was doing a clinic and I was playing on the stage, just setting everything up, and I was like to the guy, I don't like the sound. It's not good. I said, what do you have? Give me something that really sounds good. So we brought out some QSCs, and I didn't know anything about them at that point. I was like, oh my God, my wife was with me, and I was like, take a note, write down what this is, because these are amazing. I want them in all my clinics, and that started.
And that was the legacy, our original K series speakers, I believe.
Things have changed since then. And
we got the new K.2 speakers now, which have been out and running. So on the other side of this wall, if anybody wants to see those,
check them out. Behind that blue wall.
Behind the big blue wall.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about Dream Theater, shall we?
I'm up for that.
So we kind of touched on it briefly. We got a couple singles that just came out from the album. The album comes out in a few weeks.
Yes, it's called Distance Over Time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's coming out February 22nd.
I think that what was really cool was the social media content that you guys spread out during the making of that record, right? How interactive you were, kind of giving little tidbits to the fans.
We did, and we captured Mike Mangini making chicken wings, and James LaBrie, the pirate, he was doing some hamburgers, and I was just eating. I mean, I had all these chefs around me. Let's see, Petrucci was making steaks, and these guys are really into food. My aunt was meditating. It's a whole situation.
Less of an album writing and more of like a summer camp is what it
was
sounds
totally.
like.
We retreated actually to upstate New York, and we stayed at this barn that was converted into a studio, and it was really beautiful. We loved it. Matter of fact, we were supposed to be there just to write the music for like 2 months, but because we were so inspired and undisturbed, we wrote the music in about 3 weeks, and then we decided that we wanted to stay there and record. So we brought in all this gear. We basically brought in a ton of recording equipment and turned this place into a recording studio and recorded the whole album in upstate New York this way.
And I guess that shows you how flexible technology is now. We're doing that 20 years ago was just not possible. And today you can just, roll the racks in and then you're up and running in no time flat.
Yeah, we turned the place into a studio.
That's awesome.
Really awesome. Yeah, it's fun.
And cool vibes. So, and then you guys got a tour after the album release?
Yeah, so our first leg is in the U.S. It starts in like the 3rd week out here on the West Coast. So if you live here, you want to see Dream Theater, definitely look on our website. Because I think we start in San Diego, I think.
Yeah, for sure in San Diego.
It's coming up very soon. Matter of fact, when I head home after doing this and I'm doing the Prague Rock cruise, then I got to go into major preparation mode and remember all of my parts for Scenes from a Memory. Because it's the 20-year anniversary of Scenes from a Memory.
Yeah.
And
come on, big round of applause for Scenes from a Memory, guys.
All right.
Jordan's first record with Dream
my
Theater.
first record, yeah, totally. So now I've got to remember all my parts. Whatever the hell I did back then, I got to relearn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have a head start. I think I found some of the sounds from back then. I actually went to turn on my Korg Oasis keyboard, which was not the original keyboard I used on that, but the second one, and I was going to lift some sounds from it. And I went in my studio to turn it on, and I hear this sound of the drive being completely dead.
Oh.
That didn't work out too well.
That's rough. So you're starting from scratch on that
Not
stuff.
really, but I don't have the advantage of doing that.
Scratch,
yeah. Right. I stashed backups like everywhere, so I had some other things.
So when you're not Dream Theatering, what do you got going on? You teased us a little bit with a new project you've got coming.
Yeah, so again, it's the first time anybody's hearing about this.
This is big exclusive for everybody here.
It is, it really is. So I have a new solo album coming out on Mascot Records. I haven't done a rock solo album in a long time, but I have now, and I'm very excited about it. It's coming out in April. It's called Wired for Madness. Very appropriate name. So self-describing. And it's kind of like, it goes from like all out, like hyper prog, crazy stuff that, you know, probably if I presented it to Dream Theater, they'd go, keep that for your solo album, to electronic kind of ideas, and just really, really excited about it. Has some great guests, spectacular drummers. My buddy Marco Miniman is playing drums on it. Rod Morgenstein, I'm working with him again. Elijah Wood. Great players, yes. Oh, great guitar player. Vinnie Moore, who I hadn't played with for a long time, is on the album as well. Guthrie Govan, John Bertucci plays.
Wow.
Little guest vocal spot of James LaBrie. I'm singing on the album. If you want to hear my glorious tones, vocal tones, you can check it out as well. Anyway, Wired for Madness, April 19th.
Sounds like you really stacked the deck on that one.
Yeah, I did. It's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. And then,
So you managed to write and record another record while you were writing and recording another record.
Wired for Madness.
Yeah, you don't. He doesn't sleep very much.
That's why I called it that. No.
Awesome.
Too many ideas.
So let's see. You'll hit the road. You'll be on tour for a little while, and then that'll. Is it just going to be one leg of the Scenes from Memory tour in the U.S. and then off to Europe? And,
it's one 6-week leg in the U.S. and then we're doing all the European festivals in the summer, and
awesome.
Then after that we'll keep going and cover all the ground, but we get started that way.
And then the cycle begins all over again.
Yeah,
awesome.
Great.
Is there any information you want to share with our people here that came out to join us and see you today? Is there any thoughts or creative? We're trying to get everybody to play out loud this year, right? So we want people to focus on the energy of music, the empowering, the creativity. What does a creative person like yourself offer to a room full of people that are here to cheer you on?
Right on. I think everybody should go download GeoShred, get some QSC speakers, and just go nuts and have a great time playing music.
Everybody, while you're taking pictures and video, make sure you hashtag Play Out Loud and QSC moments for us so we can keep track of all this stuff online. Jordan, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate you stopping by. All your support of QSC. You guys want a little more? A little more
music? Where's my tape guy? Is there another piece of tape before I start this?
Sean,
anybody? I just wanted to put a piece under this.
Gaff tape?
I just didn't want it floating around because this next one is a real heavy blues number. Do you have tape?
Oh, look at that.
My keyboard tech to the rescue. Everybody, Keith Wexler, give him a hand. He's the man, the myth, the legend. It'll be easier to play crazy this tune. So if you guys stick around when I'm done, I have some cards with GeoShred kind of on it to tell you how to get it. It's an iOS app, so you have an iPhone or an iPad. It's very easy to download. And yeah, I've also got some Wired for Madness cards if you want to check out pre-ordering it or see what the album cover looks like. I have them in my pocket.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jordan, to be hanging out for a couple minutes after the interview here. So if you guys just, we'll give Jordan the opportunity, we'll give a place, he'll do some pictures and sign appropriate things.
No, we're good.
All right. So, one more time, Mr. Jordan Rudess.
So this is some blues. You guys ready for some blues?
Yeah.
I said, are you guys ready for some blues? Yeah. All right, let's do some blues. Here we go.
Yeah.
Until the day I die, I'm never going to forget that time that I watched Jordan Rudess shred the blues with his nose. That was pretty incredible.
I almost invited you over to shred with your nose. Next time we'll do that.
Next time, that'll be... That's YouTube gold is what that is. Thank you very much for joining us, Jordan. Pleasure to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, big round of applause for Mr. Jordan Rudess. Again, if you guys can, your videos, your photos, all that kind of stuff, hashtag play out loud, hashtag QSC moments. We'd really appreciate it so we can keep track of all this and see it online. Share it with our fans that can't be here at the QSC NAMM show, NAMM booth this year. Jordan, you got a couple minutes to hang out afterwards, and so we can give, in fact, we'll which direction? We'll probably go down that way.
Yeah, we'll come down here.
So if you guys want to kind of steer over that way, give Jordan a little bit of space as he comes off the stage.